What's going on? What are we doing, Stash? What's happening with PAX?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously there's games there. There's games we're gonna play. We have a calendar that we've been working on for our scheduled
It's color coded
events.
too.
Yeah, we got a nice color coded calendar. I took orange for the Phoenix Suns. Gamebird, you took purple, which is the other Phoenix Suns color. Did you guys take Milwaukee Bucks colors or no?
I took blue because that's my favorite color, but it turns out, as of like 1 or 2 seasons ago, that is now the city jersey color for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. So that passes on technicalities.
During the NBA season, I got the blue one. It just so happens they chose my favorite color. So I don't know.
So let's see. It's 7:30 here in Arizona. I got to be up at 3:45, 4 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you got that early flight tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah, flight's at 7:15 a.m. We're ready. Pretty much. I just got to pack the electronics. I was using them up to the last minute, working on my review for Shantae. But I just have to pack a few electronics, but everything else is at the door. It's ready to roll. So I'm ready to go to bed right after the podcast, try to get a little bit of sleep. Now, look, I get there at what, 10:15, Nate? You get there 4, 5?
Like 5:30, somewhere in there?
No, 4:45. I think was when we land.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gamebird, you said expect around 10:15.
Yeah, probably like 10. Yeah, I'd say between 10:30 the latest. Just depending on how long it takes to get baggage, because I'll be in like by 9:30. So
yeah, makes sense. You know, plans so far. I'm gonna get my badge. Michaela and I are gonna get our badges as soon as we get there. They start giving them out at 12. Gonna try to get early check-in, and then go explore. Of course, I have the cigars packed. Man, I'm ready. I'm just ready to go. Like totally ready. We talked to Josh, N64 Josh. We're gonna see him.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet up Saturday night. The plan is to go out, possibly post up somewhere, or do a little bit of a bar crawl. Probably a mix of both. Should be a lot of fun. That's kind of what we have planned so far, and I don't know what all we can talk about. However,
any public demos?
We got a lot of appointments. We're playing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
We're booked pretty well. I'll talk about, I have a list of games here that are going to be there and booths that I'm interested in and stuff we've talked about. So we can kind of kick it off right with Nintendo as far as there's the public demos and the games that they've announced. Kirby Air Riders.
Sure.
I'm really interested in playing this. I want to see it do well. Anytime a new game comes out, right? It could be Nintendo, it could be Sony. When Astro Bot came out, want to see it do well, right? But you just never know how well it's going to be supported. Just like Astro Bot, I didn't know how well it would be supported on PlayStation, because this game is really a great game for Nintendo fans. Like it's a game that they would eat up, right? It would sell very well. But it's a PlayStation game and it's exclusive. So I look at games like that and I hope Kirby doesn't fall into that category. What do you guys think about Kirby and your excitement around playing that one?
I'm really excited. I loved the original, and it's like Sakurai took the original and finally made it what he always wanted it to be. And it's City Trial. I'm gonna play it. I want to play the shit out of City Trial. Holy crap!
I was happy to hear that they confirmed the 4-player local as well. Yeah, so that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, this one I'm very excited to try. I'm curious to see if we talked about this a little bit last week. This is one that right now I definitely see myself picking up around Christmas time. I don't know that it's a day one, but listen, if I play this game and I have a blast, this could switch to that. This could be like, I got to have this right when it comes out. I definitely see myself getting it regardless. I've got a family, I've got kids. This seems like a fun one to play with the whole gang. So yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping it sells me on it. It's tough because obviously we have Mario Kart World. I'm also really excited for the Sonic Cross Worlds racing game, just because it's bringing over. It's already classic. Say like those Sega racing games, they've never been as good as Mario Kart, but the last couple have been pretty fun. This one adds in some characters that I really love. Ichiban from the Yakuza series, from the newer games, as well as characters from Persona, another series that I love. And it has that kind of like exciting arcadey element to it with the water stuff. And so I'm excited to get my hands on that one. It's just tight for kart stuff this year,
Yeah.
I mean,
Kart
the
stuff and like platformers too.
Yeah. I would say the positive thing about the karts, I mean, all three are different. Mario Kart stepped away and went on its own route with the whole 24 racers, the open world aspect of it. You have Sonic, which is more traditional in a way, especially when we're talking about time trials, just doing the typical 3-lap racings. Now, granted, the cross world aspect of it is nothing normal. It
looks so cool. Stash played that one too, which is cool.
Yeah,
and that's why I wish I was able to play those open test runs. But then even you look at Kirby, that's more of a road rash racing fighting type ordeal. Even though most seem to gear towards city trials, that's still something that is different from the other two. So we can genuinely say we have 3 racers that differ from one another.
I think Sonic's gonna do well. I had a lot of fun with it.
I hope so.
The weather effects in the game were very nice. They basically take the Ratchet and Clank element, the one that came out on PS5, where you can
you like portal
go into another dimension.
Basically,
it's basically that, but while you're racing. So you could be somewhere tropical, and then suddenly you're somewhere
volcano.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like that to me, that's the hook, and I mean it should be because it's in the title. It's Cross Worlds, right? But it was really fun. I liked that. I like the kart customization. There's actually quite a bit of customization there, and the music was nice. The music was good. I love Sonic music, right?
Dude, so good.
Sonic Adventure, especially. Love that soundtrack.
Oh gosh, yeah. That's so good.
Yeah, there was a lot to like there. I'm excited to play it, the full version, when it comes out. So, everyone, Eric, Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I've never actually played the original, so I'm excited to see how this thing handles, works, the whole shebang. Not sure if I'm going to pick it up or not. This demo might, as Gamebird said, this demo might sell it for me. You never know. So yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Hopefully. Did everyone go?
No.
Sandstorm, you didn't, right?
Yeah. So I actually am really curious about this demo for many reasons, because mostly solely so because we kind of talked about it last Saturday, is that Sakurai said that there's a lot more to the game, and I didn't really hear anybody really talking about that piece. And like, I don't feel like it's like a Nintendo with Mario Kart World when they said, "Oh, we got so much more to show," and then we saw it, we were like, "Was that a lot more though?" This is coming from Sakurai himself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that guy, when he says something, like means it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I think we have a lot more to see. Now, will it be in the demo? I don't think so. But I'm very curious still to see how that demo actually plays out with people who don't know how to play the game. Mind you, Sakurai can play Smash with 2 controllers, 1 in each hand, and still effectively play the
Ridiculous.
game.
Ridiculous.
So I want to see what a normal gamer, a regular gamer, if you would, how they would be able to handle this game and what it plays like. It is cool that you guys mentioned like the 3 different styles, right? Mario Kart, Sonic, and then now this. This is, we talked about this too. This is very reminiscent of like Smash, the party game. It's like Mario Party to Mario, where this is the kart version of Smash Bros is to Smash. So there's there's a bunch of different mini games and a bunch of different games and stuff like that. I'm interested to see how much it really does affect like what character you pick to what cart you pick that you're riding around with, because each of those have different stats and everything, how heavy and how much that's going to make a difference. I know a lot of people talk about how the world, if you would, is small, but I mean, it's an arena, so I think it's a good size. How many people are going to be in that arena? This game looks like one of those games that you invite either your friends or your family over who don't really play, and you make a lot of noises when you hit them or you smack right into them on random. I solely believe that one of those mini games, whether it's going to be the hitting the dartboard, the target, or one of those are going to be like the golden moment. Especially with getting all your stats and stuff like that together. So yeah, I don't. Do you guys know exactly how long they give you for the demo?
No idea.
Okay,
yeah, I think it's 45 minutes.
Oh, that's perfect.
Is it?
It's so this is based on how Warp Pipe Pass I've used in the past. That hour it's like by the hour, there's a line for just that time, so not everyone's actually playing it at
Okay.
the same time. So like you're gonna play it within that hour, but it could just be like a 15-minute demo. We don't really know for
I
sure.
would
that's
imagine. I would imagine is similar to what they were doing at where were they playing it? Because they were just showing footage recently.
Canada?
Yeah, in Canada.
Canada Expo.
To
yeah.
where like Andre from Game Explain, they had him go through like the entire tutorial and then also get into a match. And then also do some of the city trial stuff, which I hope you guys have a better experience, because from what it sounds like for him, they only had maybe 4 actual people there that he was matched up with. So 9 times out of 10, when they were doing the city trial stuff, they were in stadiums with the computer, or ended up by themselves. So it wasn't really a fun experience for them.
Yeah, that's lame. The game's all about playing with people for sure.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really exciting to kind of hear back from you guys how you enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it. One thing I will say, I think we are naturally used to holding down a button to go. I'm really curious how much that's gonna mess with the person when you don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's set with me.
The answer is a lot.
Because every time I think about it, I'm like, everything looks amazing, but just that simplistic.
Yeah, people are going to hold down B to go, and it's like, no, that's your boost.
Like, why am I not moving?
Hold it down all the time. It doesn't work that way.
But I was looking at some of the old footage of Air Rider, and I guess there was a mode called Top Rider, to where it's more of like a smaller racing area, and it's from the top view. So I'm curious if that comes back.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's a lot they haven't revealed. I'm sure
Yeah.
that mode maybe comes back, and maybe a new mode we've never seen before.
Right.
I'm
So.
thinking I wouldn't be surprised to see a story mode. I know that's something
Me
we
too.
all speculated and talked about for Mario Kart World, but the way they teased that special character at the end that was very cinematic made me feel like, but at the same time, it was also kind of in the style of a Smash Bros character reveal. So
Mhm.
maybe it was just cinematic for the sake of that moment in the direct. But we'll have to wait to find out. The real question is we've gotten Mario Kart World, we're getting Kirby Air Riders, we're getting Sonic Cross Worlds. Are we going to see the return of Diddy Kong Racing in the September direct, gentlemen?
Yo, stop it! Don't play with me like
I
that.
want
Is
to,
that-
but I just
like,
don't see it in the
Are
cards.
all
I mean,
signs pointing towards Diddy Kong Racing?
if
Listen.
we're talking about signs,
Next
we
year.
have, like you said, the 3 racers, and then not to mention in Bonanza, you have him and Dixie racing. Like
The
that's
clues
their
are right in
whole.
front of us the whole
Yeah.
time.
It's
You
right
have no
there.
right to be shocked when it happens.
Even to the point of being like the the sequel that was supposed to come out that they had where they were racing on animals opposed to the carts. So maybe that comes to fruition.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not until this man gets some screen time, some real screen time, and not just the glimpse. He's not getting any FaceTime because so I was thinking about this the other day, like, man, why haven't we gotten it at least on the 64, right?
Mhm.
But I'm starting to realize that I think just like how X-Men was, I think our generation has passed. So like while people know like Diddy Kong, I feel like most of the like younger generation only knows him from Smash Brothers. Like really actually knowing Diddy Kong to that level, I don't think it's like that. So even within the Donkey Kong games, like who for a younger generation, like who is he really? You know what I mean? So I think just like DK, he'll get some sort of, I don't want to say rebranding, but a new look and a new style to him. He may not be as cool with that, the front cap anymore. He may change, but I don't think we get a Diddy Kong Racing until he shows the new version of himself, if he would.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. I think he's the more popular one, at least like you said, in our generation coming up. He was in the first game, and then the next game it belongs to him. Like to go and save Donkey Kong. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that will be a great game for a racer. I mean, even having his own platformer, if you want him to hold down the 2D aspect of things. Yeah, I would love it, but unfortunately, I don't know. I feel like if Crash can make a comeback with the racer, so can Diddy. So why not? If we're getting Garfield,
I've got
might
the
as well.
I've got the pitch. The pitch is simple. They've already made a super strong DK with Bonanza.
Mhm.
The next mainline Donkey Kong game is a God of War like, and Diddy's on your shoulder. And think about how you can issue commands to your son. Kratos can issue commands to his son with the bows and stuff. That's what you'll be doing with Diddy. You'll be the juggernaut berserker and issuing commands to Diddy to assist
Diddy
you
Pop
through.
Dunks.
And it's going to be deeply narrative driven.
Anyway, sorry. I'm literally not going to comment on this because it has nothing to do with PAX. I just want it to happen.
They're going to do the question everyone's been asking: a gorilla versus 100 humans. They're going to do that. with Nintendo will answer that question for us.
No, the demo that we're going to play that I'm actually most curious about from Nintendo, besides the third party stuff, is Legend ZA, because I am not. A lot of people said when they played that demo that they weren't sold, and they were sold after they played it.
Really?
Yeah. I saw a video saying the bad textures didn't even matter after they played it.
They never do.
Wow.
Well, they can if you don't. Here's the thing: for people not to care about the visuals, the gameplay just has to be that incredible.
Outstanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pokemon hasn't necessarily always had the most outstanding gameplay. Sorry, Pokemon fans. But I was basically completely out on this game until that Pokemon Presents showed, or was it Pokemon Presents? Whatever, that trailer that dropped with 4 players fighting against each other online. Live action battle. I'm like, okay, now you have my attention.
Yeah.
That has my attention because Pokemon's never done that. I know everyone thinks they're stealing it from Pal World. Go watch. Go play Pal World or go watch Pal World play, and then watch this. This is not the same sort of live action This is not. No, come on.
Yeah.
Literally, Pal World's live action comments like playing an action adventure game. That is not what this looks like. Okay, they didn't copy each other, but I understand why people think that because now Pokemon goes live action after Pal World. Yeah, but they're not doing it the way Pal World is. So probably so they can copyright claim it and make sure no one else can do it.
Copy this. Copy this.
Pokemon Company trademark everything. Even after the lawsuit, because I've been creating a new one, so I can sue them for. What are you doing? Yes, they'll have the until was it after Pal World came out is when they copyrighted the ball throwing mechanic. I'm like,
yeah,
you can't. That doesn't make sense legally. You can't like go after a company retroactively. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I don't think
they got the money to do it.
I don't think that lawsuit's going well for Pokemon Company, but that all said, that's the game I'm actually most curious about because I'm not sold on it at all. I have a little bit of interest now because that 4-player stuff looked cool, but for me, the problem is, as cool as the battles are, or at least they seem to be, that was the thing I always thought was most exciting when they showed the live action battle stuff. It was like, yeah, but I'm not doing that a majority of the time I play Pokemon. Most of the time, like I'm not, I'm catching Pokemon or I'm, talking to NPCs and questing, and it's like that aspect that they showed to date hasn't really excited me. So the question is like, are the battles so engrossing that I just don't give a shit about it anymore? And that's what I want to find out by going hands-on, because for everyone that calls me a Nintendo shill, I ain't a Pokemon shill. Pokemon could stop existing and I would be just fine.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Nintendo wouldn't be fine. The huge seller for them. But I'm just saying that like I'm not that big into Pokemon. Even though I was when I was a kid. I loved it. And I've always said the reason I think I fell out of love with it, there's multiple reasons about how I don't think the series grew up with its audience and all this stuff. But Pokemon's the baby's first RPG. That's what it is. It's meant to be one of the very first RPG games you play as a kid. It's not difficult. I get it. You can play the pro level. Yeah, of course. You can make anything as difficult as you want. And you can go do all that stuff. That's not why I played.
Right.
So I played to catch them all and to beat the Elite Four. That's why I played.
Yep.
And I didn't find it to be that difficult. So I think that's a great, even to this day, I introduced my kids to RPGs with Pokemon because I think it's a great first start. But this is like this kind of just like Pokemon Legends Arceus. That felt like they finally evolved the series in a direction to make capturing Pokemon fun again.
Yeah.
Now it feels like, now we're evolving the way you battle. You're actually evolving. I know Pokemon evolution. Oh my gosh. To actually make it look like it's growing up with its audience and it's ready for that next step. And I truly think it's the third Legends game that's going to bring them together. That's going to end up being the one that's like the perfect one. But I love Legends Arceus is literally my favorite Pokemon game of all time. And it feels weird saying that because I was a Gen 1er for so long. But I made up my mind after beating. I'm like, no, start to finish, the story, the way you build out the town, the capturing, even the battles they do have, which are very traditional. I don't really care because I wasn't playing the game for the battles, so it didn't matter to me. I could ignore that. So yeah, I loved that game, which is weird to think. I loved my favorite Pokemon game ever is the one that de-emphasizes battling. Like that's so weird. That's such a core part of Pokemon. Oh, the game that like de-emphasizes it and it's like the least important thing. That's the one I love. Turns out maybe battling isn't what I love about Pokemon. And then they dropped on me with DA where they make battling what I want to do. So I'm very curious to play this demo. I am not sold on this game. I do not have it pre-ordered. Obviously, I'll get the Switch 2 version if I do get it because that's what I have a Switch 2. Why wouldn't I get the probably better looking, better playing version?
Right.
But I got to play it. And that's that's one of the things I'm actually excited to try out because it is something I would like to be sold on, but I'm just not.
Mhm.
Kirby Air Riders, I'm just gonna have fun. I'm already sold.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thoughts on that one. Look, we're playing a lot of stuff. Like the third-party games there, I'm really excited about. Like Elden Ring. I've seen all the footage. I've seen all the discourse online. We've talked about it a little bit. The thing is, nothing changed. Nothing to have a well-rounded conversation about it. You have to have played it.
Right.
You know.
Totally.
So even if you're of the mind like, oh, don't buy it. Well, fine. Hey, guess what? We didn't spend any money on this. We're just playing it. We're playing a demo. And I'm curious, like, we talked about this a little earlier in the show. Like, how old is this demo? The Cyberpunk played much better at launch than it did at the PS2 experience. Even like, I still see people quoting like the Digital Foundry preview footage video stuff. And I'm like, okay, the game's out already, right? Digital Foundry has an updated take on it, right? They've updated their take on this because it was much better at launch. I don't know how we're ignoring that. It's wild to me. But yeah, I think that Elden Ring one is the one that I'm most curious about third-party wise of the big AAAs that we are going to play at the Nintendo booth, because that one to me is the one that I think has the most discourse, but also the most potential to sell very well on Switch 2 if they get it right.
Right.
And that's the thing. From Software has a history. All of us know this if we've played From Software games where they don't always perform, like run the best at launch.
Mm-hmm.
Stash went on it extensively on X to point out, like, he had the PS5 version at launch. It didn't run well.
Yeah.
They patched it.
I agree.
And it runs fine now, but it was like, that wasn't the case at launch, and people forget about that sometimes. That's one that I'm really excited that we're touching on.
I'm really curious about this one because, like, I agree with Stash. I had Elden Ring at launch on the PS5. There was some jank with the frame rate for sure, some performance issues, but I never found it unplayable.
Right.
And it got better, as time went on and they patched and updated. I'm really curious how this one plays because, there a lot of impressions saying it's like a nightmare. It runs like garbage.
Yeah.
On Switch 2. I'm curious, does it actually run like garbage, or does it run kind of like how the game originally ran?
Yeah.
Which wasn't ideal, performance issues.
And
I'm curious how game breaking the issues are.
In all honesty, I feel like, and I think maybe Prime, you said it. I feel like that was you who said it, but it's exactly like Cyberpunk. When Cyberpunk first came out, like, it definitely did not run the best.
No.
And over the years, like now, it's like a critically acclaimed game. And I've played it day 1, 2 now, and it is astronomically a different game. So it's one of those things where, some people, they try and be perfectionists when they drop a game. Others, they may drop a game and just work on it as it goes and listen to the people. And this is wrong. We'll work on it in the next patch or the next coming patch. So it definitely could, like, so originally, yes, we need to know when that demo was originally made, but also as well, if that is a thing where, this demo was somewhat relatively recent, right? Then the next thing is, okay, so we're looking at it coming out now. How often are they patching this game? How often are they working on this game? Because knowing from Software, I feel like they are one of the last people who are like one and dones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, drop the game and are like, yep, so we did it and we're good.
Right.
I really think they like perfecting their craft as they move on.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Because even to your point, Prime, with Pokemon, these games are the same way, to where people love them so much, the gameplay, the mechanics of it, that even if it drops frames or even if it is a mess in the beginning, they'll play through it. As you said, Sandstorm, like with Cyberpunk, I know people that they completed Cyberpunk 100%, and we know how bad that game was at launch. Like, but they loved the game, and they even recommended the game. And it was like, there's some jank, but you'll be okay. And you were one of them. So it's all about how good the game is. And
Yeah.
from the little footage that we've seen, and of course, you guys will be able to tell us a little bit more when you come back. It looks like it is playable. And I think I said this on your show, Sandstorm, to where the vocabulary within the gaming space is very small. It's either it's the greatest thing or it's trash. It's horrible.
Absolutely.
Like there is
I
no in
agree.
between. It's like, okay, yes, is it not running the best? For sure, but they can work on it. But I'm not gonna say that it's just unplayable. I don't know why they released this. I don't know why they brought this here. It's uncontrollable. I'm pretty sure from what we saw that wasn't the case. But of course, you guys will give us more detail.
Yeah.
I'm glad you.
I just go less than ideal.
Yeah, there you go. That's
I'm
perfect way to
glad
put
you
it.
mentioned that, Action Jack, because even when like a game gets like a 7 out of 10,
Mhm.
people oftentimes are like, this game's shit. Like,
Yep.
not getting that game is shit. Dude, do you know how many games that have been ranked 7 out of 10 that I love? Dude, I had there was a RPG on the PS1 called Legend of Dragoon. Do you guys
My
remember
game.
that game?
That's my classic. That's the
Love that
classic.
game. You know that game, IGN gave that game a 5?
I remember.
It's IGN. Yeah, it's
That's a
IGN.
5, dude.
They had
And
too much
I
fun.
love that game.
That
Yeah,
game
I
is
was young, but
phenomenal.
my point is, like, there are plenty of games that have landed on the 7 that for me
Mhm.
are like in, at least an 8 or an 8.5, maybe even a 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. People don't really have any of that like gray in between. Everything's so black and white. It's either
Yeah.
great or it's dog shit.
Yep.
I think the interesting question here is if it is running and performing really bad, and this is a more recent build, does this game get pushed to 2026 or do they commit to the 2025? Because we don't have a release date. And I'm curious with all the negative messaging, if this is a fairly current build of the game, if FromSoft is like, maybe we let this one, we didn't say winter, we just gave a 2025.
Mhm.
Maybe we push this one to like March or something, or April.
Based on how they've always done it in the past, they just won't care. They'll
Yeah.
just drop
Yeah,
it.
Mhm.
sure.
From Software has never cared if their games run well at launch. Just like
Which
it'd be
is nuts.
different if they never told any other game because of performance, but they never have before. So why would they suddenly do it now? What's interesting too is like there's another game at Nintendo's booth that has also had some weird stories where sometimes it looks like it's running well and sometimes it looks like it's running like crap. That's Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
They're demoing that at Pax West, and I want to go hands on with that because I'm very curious. Like, and I've seen the footage. I've seen the people where, oh yeah, that's got some pretty significant drops. It looks like it's really hard to aim. And then I've seen the footage where actually it looks like at least a stable 30 right there. So
Right.
I'm very curious to go hands on and give that a try. And obviously, again, get the answer. That one has a release date. We know when that's coming, right? So it's like, okay, so how old is this build we're playing? Like, is this indicative of what's gone gold and is being put on a game key card to come out in a month or two or a month and a half or whatever? Like, so I'm very curious on that one as well, just because it seems like there's no consensus, and the footage that we're getting from it has been, another word, less than ideal. Just go back to the less than ideal statement. I don't think it's been covered very well.
Mhm.
I'm actually just disappointed in general in how all these demos have been covered by pretty much all the outlets.
Yeah.
I don't want to name any outlets in particular that have done bad because I don't think they mean to do bad. I think what happened is E3 left, and then we had COVID, and all these outlets just forgot the kind of coverage gamers actually want.
There you go.
When you get a chance to play early, and it's like, well, it's a public demo and everyone can play. Yeah, that was the case the last few years at E3, but there was something different about people who know what they're doing versus people who don't know what they're doing. And I'm not just talking about like new people to the game. You can have someone new play the game and still show it and talk about it from that experience as a new player playing this game for the first time. Like, there's value in those opinions, but they just it's just been really, like, the footage has even been bad. I was watching one major outlet's footage on Borderlands, and while everyone's focused on how bad the game was running, I'm looking around the game at the people. Dude, everything's like there's like artifacting happening on the person's shoulder. What kind of footage is this at a professional outlet? How is this a representative of the game when the person in the shot isn't even looking good? Is he a video game character? What are we doing? This is so bad. And honestly, this is where I got to give Thunderstash a lot of credit. He went to the Switch 2 experience. The reason I think all of his videos did so well is he legitimately outdid every major outlet with his coverage of the Switch 2
All of
experience.
them.
Yep.
Outdid all of them. The quality of the
his
footage,
kicked ass.
how he explained how the games worked, and he wasn't telling you, buy this, you'll love it. However, this is how the game is. I'm telling you what it is right now, and I'm showing it in the best light I can. And yeah, I'm excited for it, or I'm tepid for it. But either way, this is this is really cool. I want to show this game in the best way that I can. And I think outlets forget that gamers, they're going to make up their own minds, right? It's their money. They're going to spend it how they want. What they want is as much information as possible to make a purchasing decision. They're not there just for your personal stance on, well, yeah, this game ran like shit, and that's it. That's the article. It's like, oh, okay, get into the detail. What about it felt bad? Were you having like a really hard time aiming your gun in mouse mode? Or did it feel better? Maybe that's the difference. Is mouse mode causing the problem? And it's actually better if you use it like, why is Borderlands looking in two different videos running completely different in the same area with the same enemies? There's obviously something going on. How is this not being figured out? How are you not testing out multiple modes? If you're in mouse mode, what happens? I haven't heard anyone talk about mouse mode in the game, which it does say it supports, and if it works as seamless as it does with Metroid Prime 4, because no one tested it.
No
one bothered to grab the mouse and put it back on and see if it just smoothly go. Like, why would we not? These are the details gamers want. We want information.
Right.
Here's the thing. For starters, thank you, big outlets. Keep doing that bullshit. Thunderstash is going to be a million.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
He's going to be a million subscriber YouTuber over the next year just from covering gameplay demos.
Yeah, that is very true.
And I'm so frustrated by it. I'm going to be making some videos on some of these demos and showing footage and giving some of my thoughts as well, because bottom line, I'm so disappointed in what they're doing. Shit. I did this shit back in 2019. I'll do it again.
This is why I started reviewing games. It's literally out of disappointment for how it's being done today. Same thing with this though. It should be a lot better. It should be like this is Michaela's first time recording. It was our first time going to an event and recording, and to hear the things I heard that were all very nice, and I appreciate it. But at the same time, I'm also like, you guys are Access Media. You guys were here a day before me. You had the place to yourselves. You probably didn't have the neon pink and red lights on the screen either. Like you probably have company cameras. You know, we're shooting from a iPhone 16 Pro Max with HDR, and I'm using a what do you call it? SD, not SD Express, but the mini SSD I had hooked up. So I'm doing the best I can with what I have, but it is interesting that they don't live up to what we expect. I'm perplexed about it, basically, especially when you're getting a salary for this, guys. Like, this is your job.
Yeah.
I'll give you another example, right? We had the Crimson Desert listed as on by GameStop at one point for Switch 2. Could have been a mistake, might mean nothing. Okay, so when you're playing the demo of Crimson Desert at GameStop, did none of the media think to ask some people there, hey, are you guys working on something for Nintendo with this game? And even if the response is nothing, at least put out there you asked the question and got some sort of response, even if the response is we can't talk about that right now, or we're not making any commitments at the moment. Or maybe they go, oh, we're working on it. Oh, shit, that's breaking news.
Right.
But like, I literally was watching some of the coverage of this because Crimson Desert's at Pax West. It was at Pax East as well. At Pax East, we didn't have the leak yet that it was coming to Switch. We just played it for the heck of it because there was a really big booth and we had pretty much done everything else. Yeah, and it looked cool. So we're like, oh, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get an opportunity here to play it at PAX West again. Maybe, hopefully, a new demo. That'd be sick if it's a new demo. And I'm like, man, this could be a Switch 2 game. And no one's talking about it in the Nintendo space at all. And the media outlets didn't seem to ask them. Like, if you guys don't know, when you go to these booths, and unfortunately, PAX East was kind of a dud for Switch 2 stuff, but the system didn't even have the Direct yet. So, but while that was kind of a dud for Switch 2, I remember the E3s. I remember other events I've been to. You can ask questions of these reps. Some of them actually work at the company. Not all of them are hired just for that event. And if you get the right rep, you will learn things.
Yeah.
I know this. Skyward Sword's entire baseline of what the story was, like not spoiling everything, but just like the basis of the story, we found that out at E3. Why? Because we were demoing the game at Zelda Informer, and we just asked the person at the demo booth, and they just told us.
Yeah.
They weren't going to give the exact detail, but they just told us the general outline, and that was exactly what the story was. And they just said it. They didn't even say, like, oh, you can't share this, but here, let me tell you. No, they just said it. Like, and so it's almost like they forgot how to be journalists. And that's what's to our benefit. Thunderstash, especially because he does a lot of preview content and review content, but even for channels like me that does news, a lot of the stuff in like when you're previewing a game and you're talking, it can be news, and I'm sorry if I have to create the news.
Yeah.
Because this is embarrassing. So that's what I'm most looking forward to with PAX West is like nobody's doing it right. The best videos on the internet are coming from people with a cell phone that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm bringing my professional camera. I'm going to be getting the best footage that these outlets should have been doing and they're not doing. Yeah, we'll also have phone footage as well. You know, we're all going to as a group. We're all going to share our footage, and if Stash wants some of my 4K stuff that because it looks better than it, cool, take it, use it. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. We're trying to show the games, and maybe I experienced something in the game or something that he glanced over and he said, "Oh, dude, how did you do that? Where did you get there?" You know, well, hey, we might experience different things in the demo, so. And asking the questions, like Stash was asking all these questions at the Switch 2 experience. Now we're all together. We're going to be asking all the questions all the time. And what, you know, so, and yeah, we have some behind the scenes stuff as well that we can't talk about. Of course, that happens at these events. We were very fortunate to have a few things that, you know, I'm not sure how much we can talk about till we're there. You know, they'll let us know.
Well, we're technically not under NDA right now.
Typically, I don't know anything.
Well, right.
Like, I'm looking at the private meetings I'm going to, and I'm like, well, I know what they're for, but I don't actually know what's happening in those meetings. So,
right, I'm joking, obviously, but
so I'm like, whatever. You know, just like God, what games were Bandai Namco bringing again? I know those are public.
Yeah, so Pac-Man World.
Switch
back to Little Nightmares 3.
Switch 2.
Digimon Story, Time Stranger.
Yeah.
And I think it was something else, but yeah.
They have games there. Those, you know, at least 2 of those games. I'll look up the Digimon one, but I know 2 of those are for sure coming to Switch 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, why are we not talking about these games and how they were? Yeah, they probably don't have Switch 2 demos, or maybe they do. I don't know. Like when you get into the booth, can you ask, hey, do you have a Switch 2 demo? That's the one I want to play. I don't know. It'd be good to know and ask questions about even questions like, hey, do you know what inspired them to do the repack game? Like, what inspired you guys? Like, why was this the time to bring this game out? You know, ask the questions. Well, the worst that happens is you get no answer because it's just a booth that doesn't know anything. But or they might go, actually, I don't know. Let me go grab someone. That's when it gets exciting because they're usually grabbing someone who works for the company. And you're like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's
I think I want to make a quick correction. I misspoke earlier. It wasn't IGN who gave Legend of Dragoon a 5. So I don't want to throw Miss Shade. GameSpot gave it a 6.4.
I was say, was it GameSpot?
GameSpot gave it a 6.4. Game Critic gave it a 5. And then there was another site that gave it like a 42 out of 100.
It's because they couldn't time the tax right. That's why.
Probably couldn't. Yeah.
And thanks to Any Games Necessary, that's an actual IRL friend of mine who corrected me. We used to be roommates and went to school together. But and he mentioned in here another RPG that him and I both love from the PS2 that IGN gave a 5.5, and this is a masterpiece. But Shadow Hearts, if anyone's familiar with that series, it was rad, super steampunk and just awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, but Prom, to your point, I think a lot of these outlets that get these opportunities and the fan base gets them to that point to where they can go to these events and actually sit down with these developers. They don't think of themselves as journalists. And I think that's kind of like a discredit to their fan base in a way, because yeah, you want to talk about games. And I think all of us just genuinely love talking about games and playing games. But sometimes you get to a point to where you're fortunate enough to get to those positions and have those conversations and ask those questions. So right now, it sounds like you all are prepared. Like, hey, we're going with cameras. We're probably going with questions. We know what games we're going to try to shoot for. If there's some randoms there, if we can find time, fantastic. And we want to ensure that we come back to give a little bit more detail, not just because, you know, the other outlets are not doing it right, but we just genuinely want to take care of our fan base, right?
Yeah, that's all about.
Exactly.
And I think that's where I've noticed a lot of outlets. They're still fans of gaming, but they still haven't clicked that, hey, we're a little bit bigger on the platform now. And I don't want to say, but let's make sure that we share with other people that share the same interest and love our content to give them a little bit more information.
Yeah.
Sadly, I think it comes down, a lot of it. This goes for a lot of things in life, but I think it comes down to a mentality of something you have to do versus something you get to do.
Correct. Yeah, there you go.
You know, like for me, this is something I get to do. I'm like very excited. We all are. And I think for a lot, let's just say for some of the outlets, okay, it's something that you have to do. Sometimes they might forget that, dude, this is a dream. This is a dream job.
Yeah.
You know,
they're not
be
thinking
excited.
about their audience and what their audience might want to hear.
Yeah.
They're not, you know, they're so used to getting like these insider scoops that they devalue legit questions at these events. Like, oh, I don't have an interview, so I'm not going to ask questions when I'm playing a private demo. What are you doing? You have a private demo access. Chances are, if it's private demo access, it's a real employee at the company. What do you mean you're not asking questions?
Yeah.
This is a unique opportunity that you're taking for granted because you have inside sources that tell you things at times. But it's like your fans that clicked on this article, they want to know some new detail. Let's just put it this way, guys. There's probably stuff you're going to hear about these games that have been demoed all month long for the first time on our podcast next week.
Yeah.
And that's wild to think about. These games have been demoed for, you know, a week and a half now.
And
somehow our show will probably have something new about one of these games that nobody is talking about because they didn't ask the right questions or they didn't get good enough footage to get clarification on things. Like I've seen people trying to compare like screenshots with like Final Fantasy VII and like the Steam Deck thing. And I'm like, none of the footage is good enough for you to do that. So why are you even making those comparisons?
Exactly.
I think a lot of people take the easy route out too. And when you guys do the work, they'll just try to clip and say, oh, well, you know, Prime and Sash and Gamebird and Eric, you know, they went to these events and they showcased this and this is the footage. It's okay. So they just piggyback.
That's why
I gotta pause for that. This is getting a smidge ridiculous. T is at it again.
Jeez.
Dude.
yeah, 100.
Just dropping
Legend.
dropping hundos. T is going nuts over it. Dude, he did this a while. Was it like $1,000+ the one night? It was crazy.
Yes.
T is like a super fan of Thunder Smash.
Man.
Oh, is it, you know, is it start with the letter T?
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta make sure I shout him out. I really appreciate seeing huge support for one of the co-hosts here. So awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, you know, after you guys come from PAX, you know, I got super sources at that point. So
Yeah.
you know, if you wanna know my sources on how the game Elden Ring plays, you know, I know a couple people who were deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you who my sources are, but I just tell you I got some sources.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, we're all liars, so there's that. And we're paid.
I'm such a big Nintendo shill. Can you believe anything out of my mouth?
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Negative. Oh no, he's just saying that to seem like he's based.
Whenever anyone says like something about being paid by Nintendo, as if it's like a bad thing,
Right.
Right.
I'm just like, I mean, I wish.
Right.
That's a dream job. You know, there's 2 dream jobs I always had. It was working for the Phoenix Suns or Nintendo. So like if that ever happened, dream come true.
You want to buy ad space on my videos, Nintendo? It's wide open. Whatever you want to pay me to advertise, dude, I'll give you a discount if you want.
I don't get paid by anyone, but I'll say anything for clicks. Just kind of
Right?
Oh God.
So look to his
Yeah.
channel for the video on Elden Ring saying this is a 60 FPS masterpiece.
There
on
you
Switch.
go.
60. The Elden
I'm
Ring demo
excited.
I played was 120.
It
Oh,
was
shit.
actually
Native.
120.
Native.
Handheld.
I should make that video.
Where's the footage to prove it? Well, it was a private demo. They wouldn't let me record it.
There you go.
That's what my source said, though.
I
That's
wonder
my
what
source
happens
said.
if I make that video. Maybe I should try it.
Somebody
know,
will jump on it.
No,
I'm
my God,
excited
that'd be
for
great.
Final Fantasy VII, right? And
Yeah.
for Elden Ring, because like both of these games I've spent over 200 hours
Sure.
a piece
Mhm.
in each. It's very familiar with it. So I'm excited to see those games both in docked and handheld. Hades 2, again, super excited for that.
Mhm.
I love Hades. Absolutely love it. Got to play the Switch 2 experience. Excited to play it again.
Cool.
One game I will mention that I backed it on Kickstarter. And it's Alterium Shift. It's an RPG.
Yep.
Looks awesome.
And yeah, I was surprised to see them on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, interesting, right? I did
Yeah.
not expect that. So I'm excited to actually go talk to him and be like, hey, introduce myself and be like, I'm actually one of your first backers too. So that'll be cool. One company, Arc System Works,
hmm
they haven't listed what games are going to be there, but like my fingers are crossed for possibly Double Dragon Revive. That's coming
that'd
out
be
in
pretty
October.
cool. Yeah.
Like you want to promote your games that are coming out. I grew up on Double Dragon. Love it. And this is definitely different than the last one that just came out, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This is more your modern looking game.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Desert, like you said, yeah, very excited for that. Look, when it was first announced, I was excited for this game. And this was a long time ago. I was looking it up. I think it was like
It's been in development.
2018.
Yeah, it's been in development a long time.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're going to close the book on 3 games: Silk Song, Crimson Desert, Metroid Prime. 3 games that have been, in development for a very long time. We're going to finally close those chapters out. So I'm pretty excited about that and to play Crimson Desert.
The irony in those games you brought up, probably the most popular line at the whole show is the one game I don't really care if I play it or not, and that's Silk Song.
Well,
Yeah.
especially with the release date now.
Comes out next week.
I'm
So
good.
yeah, I could rush a preview video out, sure. But it's also the same demo I played at E3. Same content.
Mhm.
Sure, it runs better, looks prettier, has new animations. And look, if I get in with like the line super short, sure, I'll play it if I can like only have to wait like 20 minutes. But I've heard at all the places that had a demo for the game that the lines were like hours. I'm like, I'm not waiting hours to play something I've already played that comes out next week. Like it'd be different if it was a new demo with new content, because I will rush out a preview for that. But it's not, and I can respect it because it's from the beginning of the game, and they don't want to spoil a bunch of the game. So I'm cool with it. And look, let's just be honest. Does anyone really need preview content for Silk Song to decide if they're buying it or not?
Not really.
Absolutely
I don't think
not.
so.
Yeah.
And like reviews are going to be dropping a few days after we get back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, we get
Yeah.
back.
Or the day
Well-
we get back.
Yeah, it could be because outlets again.
Wait, no, sorry.
All
there
the
will
access media is going to get it early.
No,
Yeah.
actually, I have to correct that. They actually said they are not sending out review copies to anyone.
Thought they might have.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's nice.
They actually put out a statement on this because, again, big media was bitching about not getting review copies. And they're just like, hey, we think it's unfair if you get a copy before our fucking Kickstarters do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, no
I like
fucking
that.
shit.
That's
Your
pretty
backers-
cool.
Your backers
I
are
actually
going to
like that.
years for this shit. Fucking A right. They should get the game the same time as the media. Fuck off.
They should.
I didn't hear that story. I like that
Yeah,
a lot.
They should.
I
100%.
really like that.
Because
I really
100%.
like that.
Because
It's
this
a
has
very
happened
good stance.
to me already. I've backed quite a few games over the last 10 years, and that has happened as well. So,
Yeah, it's one thing if it's a game. I can understand if it's a game that needs the media attention to give out the reviews. You know, like we're gonna play a game royalty free for all. It's a game we've been talking about for a while. I played it at PAX East, made by one of my friends. It's only coming up to I think Steam at first, but they have a Kickstarter backer goals to get it to console next year, which is awesome. They really want to get it on Switch and Switch 2, and I think they can. But the interesting part about it is when you look at the totality, they need all the media attention they can get. So they would obviously send out demo codes. They would obviously send out review codes because they need that attention. Silk Song does not need reviews to sell games.
No.
So they're going to prioritize the people that made the game possible in the first place.
it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Period. Happy
Yeah.
to see that.
So that's why I just wanted to make that blanket statement because not just because every game on Kickstarter, I can understand some still prioritizing media because they need it. They don't. They know they don't. That's why they announced the release date on their own damn YouTube channel. We don't need you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I like that. I also think that's kind of why Nintendo's done what they're doing with the Nintendo Today app. I don't think
Yeah.
they want to rely on big access media. And I
Might
also
be
don't know
why-
if they trust their takes.
Yeah.
This might be why Silk Song just repeated the same demo from E3 2019 because they're like, hey, this is already out there, so fuck it.
Yeah. Rockstar does their own thing too.
By the way, I don't know what is going on with T right now. He now came over to my channel.
Goodness gracious.
He wants to let everyone know for $100 that we need a new
Yes.
Star Fox game.
Jeez.
That's
Bro.
awesome.
And
We're
look,
getting one, T.
we're going streaking. What is happening right now? What is going on?
That's
I
so
don't even
epic.
know. People are just excited for PAX West. That's what's happening. That's what it's about.
Here's a couple more. So obviously Capcom, right? We're all excited. Gamebird, you love the Onimusha series.
Love it.
I enjoy it. I love Resident Evil very much.
Yes.
Been there since the beginning, you know. I remember renting the big box at Blockbuster. The big box,
Mm.
big tall PlayStation box. My cousin
Yep.
Jim and I playing it Halloween night after we went trick-or-treating on the big screen, the big box with the surround sound. I could still vividly remember walking down that hallway. The dogs coming through the window and just scaring the shit out of us. And I'll just never forget that moment. It's just like one of those gaming moments, right? That's like part of you now. And I'll always appreciate everything Resident Evil does. I love the horror genre. Love it. Like Silent Hill last year, Silent Hill 2 remake. God, that game is good. And I have Silent Hill F pre-ordered. So super excited to see
Hilf.
that.
Sorry, correction. Silent Hilf.
Oh yeah, Health. Yeah.
Just wanna make sure we're
Right. Thank you.
What's going on at PAX West? Like we could probably talk for hours about all the stuff we're going to play, but we have a bonus podcast we're planning as well, where we'll probably go over some of the stuff we've already touched on. One thing I want to make sure we bring up is that we're going to be playing a lot of games because like that's the primary reason to go games and to hang out for the first time ever in podcast history. Also, dude, I'm excited for some of the accessory stuff going on.
sure.
And what we're going to find out from the accessory makers. GameSir is there. What do they got? They're a controller company. They have some other accessories. Did they come through with something good? Something good coming up for Switch 2. You know,
Well,
we have no third-party Joy-Cons yet
True.
for Switch 2.
Yeah.
Are they making a set? I'd like to find out.
Well, I know since we've been on here, they dropped a few videos of the GameSir X5, and that's the big thing of like Switch 2. You can fit the Switch 2 in there. So
Yeah,
I don't know if they're
And
gonna have
maybe
anything extra.
they'll have that there, and we'll get
Yeah.
to go hands on with it. Because people don't talk enough about some of this stuff. The upcoming accessories that people are looking for, different things for their Switch 2. You know, and maybe you don't like those Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Okay, I don't
Man.
know.
Wow. Yeah.
What
the hell?
T, wherever
That's
you work,
awesome.
This
Right.
is
What?
Recommend
the
me.
hell,
Right.
dude?
Holler at your boy.
Game Bird,
Holler at your boy.
Game Bird, you're buying dinner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Goodness.
awesome.
Holy hell! I've never experienced anything like this before on YouTube.
Game Bird.
Lee, what
Yeah,
the
but really-
hell, dude?
Peak
Oh
cinema.
my
for
gosh!
Nintendo.
Thank you so much. I don't even know what to say.
Just wait till he
Right?
cooks on an outro one day.
Yeah.
The bar, you put the bar so high with the
You
intro.
put the bar so hard.
I
Oh
feel
my
like
gosh!
I feel like his background music is playing right now. He's just like, I got money to blow.
T, if you're gonna be anywhere near PAX this year, we'll get you a steak. How's that?
Something.
I got a magnet with your name on it. You're right.
Yeah.
So we got some magnets.
Thank
to
you
get
so much, T. That's so thoughtful. I don't even know what to say. I never imagined I'd get something like that. So that is
Wild,
that
man.
is incredibly thoughtful.
Thank you so
for
much
the
for
support.
supporting all of us on the show too. I do
you.
appreciate when people do that. Because this show doesn't exist without all of us. This is how it goes. Yeah. So like the accessory maker stuff, I'm really excited to see what games are what they're going to have there or what they're going to be advertising. And there's other accessory makers there as well, headphones and all this stuff. So we're going to make our gambit. We're going to find out what's going on with some of this stuff. If any companies have anything that they're not bringing there, but they notice that we're Nintendo people, so they want to tell us, hey, we're working on something special for Switch 2. We'll let you guys know. And yeah, obviously, like, I've you guys know I'm deep in the comments. I'm deep in the so is Stash. Stash is very deep in the comments on his channel. But I'm deep in the comments on all the social medias. I am the world's most hated Nintendo YouTuber, and that is A-OK in my book. Yeah, haters are doing something right. That's how it is.
That is how it
Gamer
is.
got a brand new hater this week.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Hating on something that had nothing to do with the video, even. That's when you know you really made it.
Yeah.
That said, I get accused at times that everything I do is about money, right? Because it's my job. I'm a full-time YouTuber. I think of our whole crew, I'm the only one who technically does YouTube full-time, no other income. And what's interesting is this trip is costing me thousands.
Ooh.
And I literally may not have a video or live stream happen over the next 5 to 6 days, which is me giving up a bunch of revenue while also spending money while I'm there on top.
Right.
So I am giving up money to try to create better coverage for my fans. I don't I care about this shit. It's not just all about the money. It's about trying to create content that people want. I know I'm a news channel and I do the news and the rumors. That's not all I want to do. I've been waiting for something like an E3 style event. Finally, it's here to do this again. And who knows? There's a potential ESA coming back in April of next year doing something that might be exciting. We're gonna go and find out. Maybe it's not exciting, but we'll at least go once and see. So
Yeah, well, at least go to Vegas and
yeah. At least
stop by the Pinball Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Not Vegas.
yeah. We'll have fun. We'll have fun, but we'll see on that one. Yeah, because ESA is kind of like having this thing where it's already public, but no one's really talking about it. It's a conference in, I think, Las Vegas, where all the major companies, Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft are all participating. They're going to have obviously some panels and stuff you can go to, but potentially, it's a convention. So there could be some demos and some stuff going on. So we'll find out. We'll find out. The ESA is putting it on. Maybe the ESA silently has rebooted E3 back to the OG when it was just media only, very small.
We're wondering because if you were going to reboot it, I think it's good to change cities.
Yeah.
I think Vegas is a good place to
Vegas
have
has
it.
a lot of venues as well. If they ever expands and they need bigger venues, they lots of options in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm excited, and obviously Vegas needs the business. But hey, if anyone needs to drop the prices, it's Vegas. They need to drop the prices on those drink menus.
Yeah.
Right.
How many people have been taking pictures of menus lately and throwing it on Twitter in response to Vegas and how they're just losing money left and right? And everyone's like, well, you need to either lower the drink prices or give the power back to the mob and let them run it. 'Cause they ran it a lot better. I'm like, yes and yes. I agree with both.
They did run it better.
They did. They did. Yeah, it was the place to be.
The Sin City for a reason, right?
Yeah. Go watch
I don't
Casino.
want to get too morbid with what I'm about to say, but I live in California. I'm not too far. I used to be, when I was in LA, I was about 4 hours from Vegas. Now I think I'm like just under 3. I'm like 2 hours and 50 minutes from Vegas. And every time, it never fails. Every time I drive out there and you're going through kind of just like the open desert, I always wonder, like, how much buried,
Yep.
is out there that just hasn't been found yet. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I can't help it. Just knowing
yeah.
that the
Oh, no,
mob
That's just the
ran
oil.
Vegas for
Don't
so
worry
long.
about it. It's the oil of the future.
Right.
Millions of years from now, that's their
The
oil.
oil of the future. Yeah. I don't know. I always look at it, I'm like, there's got to be so many skeletons out there just waiting to rot.
There's a reason that Breaking Bad was cooking meth in the middle of the desert. No one knows what's going on. Nobody knows. No one knows what the fuck's happening.
Hey, you know what? I got a few things on the list for PAX I haven't even talked to you guys about. I'm just gonna rapid them real quick, just so
Yeah.
you can kind of get where I'm at. So obviously there's the 2K's booth, and on the website it says there's other things from 2K there,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't say what. So I'm curious if NBA will be there, given the fact that early access starts tomorrow, or actually in 24 minutes.
Unless you're
And
Yeah, let's
Switch
go to
2 is on the
Switch.
5th.
Switch 2's getting
So-
boned.
So I wonder about that. Limited Run is there and Atari's there. I want to see if the He-Man game is there. I have a feeling it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
I love
He-Man.
beat 'em ups, and it's molded after Golden Axe. That's what Josh was saying, that the owner of Limited Run, that was the point. Another thing from Limited Run that I really wish I would have got. I'm not on the list, right? Like, I'm not in the know when it comes to that. But it's Doom on Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
running on the Super FX3 chip that they created.
Mhm.
That is extremely interesting to me as like a retro gamer, right? And I have it pre-ordered. I was actually one of the people who got one of the 666, which I don't like that number. However,
Neither do
Doom,
I.
Doom, the story of it, right? Obviously, like you're going into hell and you're killing the devil, which I can get behind.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I don't like that number. However, I did get one of them, and yeah, that was all they limited to, and the Rumble controller
Sure.
for Super Nintendo. So I'm like, this is really interesting to me. So I would love to maybe be able to talk to someone there and be like, hey, can I like test this on my channel? I know a lot of people have got it to test. And
Yeah.
to me, this is like extremely interesting. I rented Doom plenty of times on SNES back in the day, so that would be cool. But like we have the third parties too, like or not the third parties, but the accessory companies like Genki's there.
Yep.
I am 8-bit. I want to stop there. Obviously, Game Bird, I know
I
you
want to
do.
stop there really bad too.
Yeah. Mave Chocolate. I want to stop there. I love chocolate. But hey, NIS America is going to be there. And I've been following EZX Proud Nordics
Yeah.
since the Switch 2 was announced. I knew it had that July 31st release date in Japan. And obviously there was some added content, but I thought to myself, it's probably not going to take too long to translate that added content, which is why it came out so much later in the US. And of course, it went up for pre-order like 2 days ago. So things are moving with that. Makes me think, I wonder if it would be there. I mean, you could literally play the Japanese version right now on Switch 2,
Yeah.
the full version. So it's like, if you want to demo something, have that there. And it doesn't say what games they're going to have. And Ease is going to run at 120 frames per second.
Yeah, those games are a
Which is
lot of
cool.
fun too. I've only played 2 East games, East Origins, which is like your top-down dungeon crawler, tons of fun, 2 characters to choose from, such a fun game. And then East 8, which almost feels like, obviously it's an RPG, but it feels a little bit like a Zelda, but also like a Metroidvania, where there's like, you know, areas you can't get to until you unlock a certain item that lets you, you know, scale walls and stuff like that. So those are really fun games.
Did you guys ever watch any of the Mega 64 videos back in the day?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, 100%. I used
Like
to love
all-
those.
Yeah, they're there. They have a booth.
We,
I'm like,
I'd
"Huh,
actually-
interesting."
Those are a couple guys I'd actually like to say hi to, because I do all the skit stuff, and I
Yeah.
remember, I used to watch.
They're
to watch
funny.
their stuff all the time.
I
They're
did too.
hilarious.
I thought it was great. The office of the Washington Secretary of State has a booth there, so I'm interested in stopping by there and seeing if they have any games to play. I don't know what they would have. Maybe some training modules or something.
Sure.
But
I mean-
I'm still interested in it. You know,
I feel like we're gonna have
American
a
history.
really great variety of stuff between the appointments that we already have,
Yeah.
and like, I think all of our varied interests, like we have a lot of the same interests, but we all have a lot of, like, you know, different niche things that we love. So I don't know. I think we're gonna have some
the mix
really great
event's going to be
coverage.
sick. So we're going to
Oh,
an
yeah.
event
Mix
on
is gonna
Friday
be
night.
awesome.
It's called the Mix, and we're getting in an hour early with our what media or creator passes, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
could
so
really
yeah, they're gonna have like over 80 indie games there,
excited for that one.
and some of the highlights: Toxic Crusaders, Bubsy 4D. Which look,
Yeah, Bubsy 4D. I want to play.
I know Bubsy gets like
A lot of hate.
It
Yeah.
gets, I think
A
it gets a
lot.
lot of hate too, though, from the younger kids today. Like they go
Sure.
back and play it, and they're like, "This game
Mm.
sucks." It's like, I mean, it doesn't. It was fun back in the day,
Yeah, it doesn't hold up to today's standards at
Yeah.
all. No.
and it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. That's how games were back in the day. You couldn't die,
Yeah.
100 times and keep playing.
Right.
You'd have to start from the beginning. That's how games
Yeah.
were. I
Yeah.
get it. You don't like it, but that's how it was. That's what we played and lived through. Blood Breaker, Labyrinth of the Witch. Looks like a very cool Metroidvania. There's a beat 'em up there that I've been following, and it's called Pizza Kid. You're a
Mhm.
pizza
Yeah.
delivery guy,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and like it's like Streets of Rage, but you're a pizza delivery guy, and like
Really?
it's a
So
beat 'em up.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and
so
I'm like,
90s
For a
too.
second, I
That,
was
like,
like, wait,
totally.
we're going
beat 'em up.
No,
Yeah.
we're going Streets of Rage. Got it.
yeah, I'm like, this looks cool, man. And then Yuka Replay. So again, the event.
Where they supposedly fixed all the things people didn't like
Dude,
about it when it first came out.
I am
so.
so excited to
I
go
know they
hand,
did.
because I have the original. I got it right when it launched on Switch way back. I mean, I was living in LA still at the time.
That was my first Kickstarter.
I've heard
game.
nothing but glowing praise that it feels like a different game. Because
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah,
things
it
that
is.
that was a big gripe for me, I didn't end up finishing it. And guys, you know how much I love Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
this was huge up there. The world felt so empty to me. And I've heard there's stuff to do around every corner now. Like
They
it's
have a
just
map
packed
now
with
too,
content. Yeah.
like with
Yeah.
everything you need to do, like modern games
Yeah.
have.
It feels like they
So I'm
finally
excited.
took it and made it what people wanted it to be originally. That's what I'm
Yeah.
excited about.
Well,
Yeah.
with Yuka, so Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time is when they're making the announcement
Yeah.
for the release date. And then we'll get to play it that night. But I'm sure you guys saw the pre-orders went up for it on like VGP, PMP, and Amazon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not Best Buy yet. That's where I'd prefer, because then I can go drive down there and get it, not wait for it to get delivered a couple. Because like I'm already behind the 8 ball, right? I'm already starting the race late against the big media websites. They get it early.
Right.
Mhm.
I get it launch day. If I want to go physical, I got to drive down to Best Buy, which is fine. So I'm waiting for their pre-order to go up. But $50 complete game on cartridge.
Yeah,
You know,
that's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm really excited. They're a good group over there. There's some former devs there. You know, the team's made up of former devs from Rare, from like the good days of Rare.
Yeah, I think you have to emphasize that.
Yeah, there's some strong pedigree there. So I'm excited. And I remember earlier this year, beginning of the year, I did a video, my most anticipated games of 2025. I had like 60 games on there. It was a long video, but I had Yuka Replay on there. And like I cut the video up into shorts and posted like one short a day with each video. I got so many hate comments from people about Yuka Replay and how you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, bro, I kickstarted it. What are you talking about? I know exactly what I bought into. But all these people say, oh, this game's going to be total trash. And it was weird.
Trash. I would not call it trash. No,
it was weird.
It wasn't trash. No, it just
it just wasn't as good as we hoped it would be. But it was still they it's like they had the bones. They just weren't.
Yeah,
the meat wasn't all there yet.
Well, the people I ended up talking to that were saying these things, you know, we ended up having a conversation, and nobody played it. They were just regurgitating headlines.
Shocking revelation.
Yeah, I'm just like, why are you coming at me so hard? You haven't even played the game, bro. This is insane. Like, I don't know.
Got it.
However, I can see that Yuka Replay is going to. I can. You guys can see it, right? This game's gonna do well. I can see it. I can feel it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I almost want to go back and be like, so what do you think now?
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash. They're selling it to you twice. Trash.
So there's a ton of games there to play though. There's things that we don't even know about. Yeah. And then I got the NBA Jam tourney on Monday.
Yeah, you're doing the tournament.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be there cheering you on.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Yep. I'm ready. I got the jersey in the bag.
I wonder why. We got to cheer on Stash. That's why.
I'm excited. I hope someone brings it. I really do. I really do. I genuinely do.
Would be good. I don't want to just wipe the floor. I mean, I'll do it, but I'd like a challenge.
Yeah, I really want one. So it'll be interesting.
Stash, have you been practicing at all? You've got the cabinet, don't you, with Jam on it?
Yeah, I have the arcade, but
did you warm up at all?
The tournament's probably not on the arcade though.
The tournament's on SNES.
Yeah.
And the last tournament I played in was on SNES. That was the one where I won by an average of, I think, 42 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Hot damn. This is gonna be awesome.
The guy I beat had won 2 years in a row and was like the reigning champ, and you know, it was supposed to annihilate everyone. I didn't even know this. I actually walked in. I didn't even know they were having a Jam tournament.
That's wild.
Told Michaela, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do this. I mean, anytime there's a Jam tournament, I got to play.
How much trash do you talk when you play?
0.
Oh man,
that makes it worse.
It's like basketball in real life. I don't say anything.
Silent but deadly.
Yeah, silent man is a deadly man.
So, I sometime in the future, I want to see a 1v1 between you and Andres Restart on the actual basketball court, because you're both really good at basketball and shape and everything. Now he's obviously younger, so he's got the youth advantage. But he was talking on his podcast the other day when I brought it up that I really want to see you guys sometime in the future. We got to set it up. He's like, "Oh, dude, I love trash talking," and I'm like, "Yeah, Stash is gonna do the opposite.
Yeah,
you're gonna trash talk, and he's gonna let his game talk."
Yeah.
I've always
Stash,
it's gonna be great.
You have an injury though, don't you, Stash?
What?
Don't you have an injury though from basketball or something like that? Do I remember correctly?
I have lots.
Yeah,
I have lots. I shredded my.
It's never just one.
That's what it was. The Achilles.
Achilles tendon, meniscus in both knees. Fractured my ankle, my right ankle, and tore all of my ligaments. Literally, they said all. And then separated my AC joint 3 times, you know, your shoulder, but nothing's grounded me. And yeah, look, man, I've said this a million times. Michaela's seen it. Anyone who knows me, they know. Look, I'm 40 years old now, and when I go to the gym and play, they should be whooping my ass, and I've told them this. The younger kids, the guys that are, you know,
In the prime.
in their prime, but you guys should be whooping my ass, and they don't. And I'm
Mhm.
disappointed. It is the same thing with Jam. Like,
That's-
decent competition. Like, I'm
that's
dead
just one-
serious.
I don't have
That
to
stashes one comment before
Yeah.
he's silent the
I'm
whole
just
game,
disappointed.
turns back. I'm disappointed, and
I'm
then
just
walks out the gym.
Well, it's always after we play. Like, I'm just disappointed. You know, like, I want to get
Stats-
my ass whooped.
Stas,
But-
I need you to like when you're older, like do that like that real kind of like silent but like subtle, like nag or like get on people. Like you play NBA Jam and you're like, oh, don't think that's gonna it went in. Oh,
Yeah.
Give me that ball. You don't need that.
Stash is gonna be like 60 one day. He's gonna hit the real life courts, and he's gonna go up against some dude who just trash talks like shit. And he's like, "Yeah, you should just wreck me. You're 25. Could have been your father twice. Okay, let's
Right.
And then you beat him, and all you do, you say nothing. The guy's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And you're like, "This is just a disappointment." And you just walk off the court.
I didn't even lace my shoes today. I just wanted to let
Yeah,
you know that.
dude, I don't even fit in basketball shoes. I have no cartilage in my ankles anymore. It's bone on bone.
Mhm.
And what is happening? And NBA Jam, dude, he's going to be 75 at a tournament kicking people's ass.
Hey, man, like I said, anytime there's a tournament, anytime I know about it, I play in it. And I mean, knock on wood, I've never lost.
Mm.
And it's never been even remotely close.
Yeah. So what he's saying is Pax West, bring the heat.
I
want-
hope somebody
He wants
does.
someone who's even remotely close to his level.
They're
Dude,
like,
if I lose,
"Oh."
I will shake their hand. I'll offer to buy them a beer. Really, I will. That's how I am. But
Yeah.
I always
like-
want some good competition.
Oh, boom shakalaka. And stuff
Right.
like, boom
He's
shakalaka.
humbly probably one of the best players in the world. That's just how it goes some days. It is what it is.
I wish
He
they
doesn't
had
lose.
esports for it. Like
Yeah,
I would sign up in a heartbeat for a
yeah.
team. Like I'd go try out.
You probably would make it too.
I feel
Oh,
like I would, but
that game is so fun. I know you trash me at it because I just haven't played it in so damn
Mhm.
long. I fucking love it though.
Mhm.
I love
I
it.
love it. It's the best.
I gotta after watching you play, I'm gonna be like, all right, next year.
You should.
I'm gonna train for the next year at this fucking game. I'm taking Stash out in that fucking tournament.
You should, man.
Okay.